Okay, guys. Today we are going to go on, continue on from the last book. It's called Parallel Realities and the Dimensions of Nature. In this chapter, let's not waste any time. Have you ever wondered how and why it came about that thoughts exist, cognitive ability as such, memorizing the past and having insights into the future, entertaining the ability to explore different options, why dreams and fantasy exist in the first place? Most people, however, have not delved into this matter. They make do with using their thoughts spontaneously in a variety of ways. They dream and fantasize without bothering to ask any of these questions. Thoughts, dreams, and fantasies are possible only because reality is multidimensional, whereas multidimensionality combined with momentariness of creation practically means that reality is never one, but it consists of a number of possibilities, and all the possibilities of reality are in parallel. They are simultaneous and never separate. They permeate one another, creating the world we live in. We are fixed in one reality and consider others as mere possibilities, as thoughts or fantasies, or we contact them through dreams. That is all. If all the possibilities of reality are simultaneous and interconnected, it means that the world consists of all the possible realities that coexist in parallel. Due to the momentariness and non existence of time or objective motion for that matter, it is not one reality that moves and transforms into the other, but rather all possible realities already existing simultaneously. Our I gives itself the illusion of movement that it projects onto reality. Our I moves, as does our mind, but not the world itself. Only our mind. Manas is the factor aham kara that actualizes the selected reality for consciousness. Mahat Buddhi, the mind ties it to one of the potential realities. Hence, this reality becomes the only reality a conscious subject is capable of being aware of. Reality is a subjective experience, and for as long as it lasts, it provides them with the illusion that it is the only possible one. This illusion is so strong that we cannot detect it, even though it is ever changing. We always believe the current illusion only, and we suffer when a certain reality appears beyond bygone or is unavailable to us, although they are all equally present in parallel. The human is therefore only a conscious subject of an objective existence that actualizes all the possibilities of existence in an individual way. We always change reality by using all the dimensions of nature together: air, fire, water, and earth, which are all in us. Before we set about doing things, we first ponder the matter carefully, weighing it in our minds, considering all the aspects that could come about, how to go about it, until we come up with several versions before finally picking one, the element of air. We then focus, exert our will, the element of fire, and imagination of its shape, the element of water. These are the steps one undertakes to realize an idea on the physical plane to make it the reality in which we are. Maybe we did not meticulously analyze everything the way scientists do in their work, but spontaneously came up with an idea, an image, or an intention to do something, and within a few moments of deliberating, we applied ourselves to the task. And yet again, sometimes it all happens in a flash, or it seems that way to us. The higher dimensions in us operate like that and affect the processes of our phenomena. All the imagining and designing with our mind are possibly only because there are higher dimensions of nature within us, and they are simultaneous. The momentariness of all the dimensions creates parallel dimensions. Parallel realities and momentariness of existence are mutual. Their mutuality enables the energy of consciousness to be omnipresent. Since nature is multi-dimensional, momentary, and unsubstantial, it is clear that as such it can express itself only as an amalgam of all the possible realities in one whole, because its reality consists of all the parallel realities. When we are thinking about something, the reality this thought belongs to has already been realized, but only in the element of air. When we desire something with all our heart, we invest will and energy into some idea. It is already realized, but in two dimensions only: air and fire. When we fantasize about something, the reality of that image has already been realized, but only in the element of water, astral. Only if all of these elements are united in one whole will this reality be realized on the physical plane, the element of earth. Practically, it means that on the physical plane we should be in tune with our ideas, with the reality we wish to see, and to act as though it has already happened. In this way, we realize higher dimensions on the physical plane. Here we have to, at least seemingly step by step, act as though we already have it, that this reality is present, That is how we attract it into our life. The only obstacle on the physical plane is if, with our conduct and our work ethics, we are suitable and worthy enough to accept a different kind of reality, to see it as though it were already here. Our acceptance is the biggest problem, not the new reality, for it is available and already present as an option. If we do not act in accordance with the new reality we desire with our mind, and since the higher mind sees it as its task to provide us with the desired reality, it comes to the logical conclusion that we do not act in tune with the reality we fantasize about, that we are not mature enough to live it, and that the fulfillment of this wish of ours would be inappropriate, premature, or counterproductive. You do not give money to a junkie. That is the reason our desires do not come true. We have to be the reality we would like to have. I think this chapter is it's a short chapter. Let me read slower because this is a short chapter. Every thought or idea regarding the possibility for some action is a reflection of one of the possible realities. Every thought or fantasy is also a reflection of other parallel realities that have not actualized in our space and time but merely mimic some other parallel reality. They are accessible to us through the higher dimensions in us, and via these higher dimensions in us, we are linked to all the other possibilities of all phenomena. These possibilities that have not actualized appear as thoughts or fantasies in us. When we think in a certain way, we use the reality that reflects such a way of thinking. When we think in a different way, we reflect a different parallel reality. When we do something else, we generate our targeted reality with a whole series of favorable or unfavorable consequences. When instead we do something that varies from our set path, we have automatically diverted to a different reality and we begin to actualize other options. This is the case with dreams too. We go to higher dimensions of nature when we dream, and we go through alternative possibilities from our range of experiences in existence. Mm-hmm. It is possible because we then test all other parallel realities of those higher dimensions. The only difference in connection with dreams is that we can have contact with our parallel incarnations in consciousness of the soul with other souls as well, and much clearer than in our awake state here in three-dimensional reality. The more energy and consistency we put into one idea or conviction, the more we identify with this reality, the more we actualize it. Since all realities coexist in parallel, they are not separate. When we reside in one and work on its actualization, we can still have further contact with the other ones and their representatives. We can still go back to the old ones and combine several of them. Everything's allowed and available, and realities are the issue. This freedom is both a blessing and a curse. It is a blessing when we use it consciously. Then we are the creators of the reality we live in, and it acts as a curse when this natural mechanism of existence we have set in motion is used unconditionally. Then it always seems to us that some higher force conditions and oppresses us. Let me read that again. Then it always seems to us that some higher force conditions and oppresses us. Okay. We cannot completely transfer from one reality to another during our physical life in the body when we are attached to the one reality of our current life, but we may be able to change it to a large degree in accordance with the time and connectedness of all the dimensions. If we do not have awareness of the higher dimensions, we are unable to alter the reality we live in because it can change only through all the dimensions jointly. If we can only think about something, the element of air, but invest no energy, fire, and invariable creative imagination, water, in this idea, it will not come true on the element of earth. It can only come true if we physically do what we are supposed to do in order to make it happen. All our lives, we do nothing but learn of the higher dimensions. They are in us. It is the world of our ideas, will, imagination, and feelings. The more we become acquainted with them in practical terms, the more emotionally mature we are and more intelligent as well. This is all a process of approaching our consciousness. So the soul consciousness that enables overall existence. Thank you.